behalf of the United States, I thank our gracious hosts and co-presidents, Sweden and Kenya. We gather in Stockholm in the shadow of the evil still unfolding in Ukraine and inspired by the steadfast courage and resolve of the Ukrainian people. We will remain united in our defense of peace, of freedom, of democracy, of sovereignty, and of international law. Today we celebrate the 1972 UN Conference on the Human Environment. But I ask you, what if that meeting had never taken place? What if? What would our world look like today if the leaders in 1972 had not created UNEP, had not galvanized a movement to save the planet? What happened here 50 years ago was revolutionary, unprecedented, visionary. It was hard. It broke through all the pressure to develop, extract, and exploit the natural world. We must remember what happened, and yet here we are again at a crossroads. One road leads to more of the same, more pollution, rising temperatures, and greater loss of biodiversity. The other road leads to a better future, where we live sustainably with nature. If we continue to live as we do now, what will we leave future generations? We cannot leave them a world drowning in plastic. We can choose a different path if together we develop a global agreement that takes an ambitious, innovative, and country-driven approach to address the full life cycle of plastic. We cannot leave them a world with barren oceans. We can choose a different path if together we develop a global agreement to protect new areas of the ocean beyond national jurisdiction, to address illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing, and to end harmful fishing subsidies. We cannot leave them a world devoid of nature and biodiversity. We can choose a different path if together at the COP for biodiversity later this year we adopt a global goal of conserving 30% of the planet by 2030. The United States has pledged to conserve at least 30% of our domestic lands and waters by 2030, and our ocean space as well, and we encourage other countries to do the same. We cannot leave future generations a world that is too warm to sustain life as we know it either. We are not moving fast enough to hold the rise in global temperature to within that 1.5 degree limit. But we have the future in our grasp. With the Paris Agreement, the solutions are there. Clean energy, more biodiversity to hold on to carbon, and support for women and youth and marginalized communities that have been hardest hit. So as we think about all the what-ifs, what if we hadn't made the progress of the last 50 years? I ask you, what if we don't meet this moment? We know more than they did then about the consequences future generations will face if we don't act now. And keep working to save the only home we have. Let's be inspired by those who came before us. Let's work together. Let's build a future that we can give to our grandchildren and our children. They're counting on us, and we cannot let them down. Thank you very much.